Is that cool or what? I love this. And I'm thinking actually, yeah, while we're doing this, let's just extend this road, this dirt road out through here. I just think that'll look really cool. So, question of the day today is, if your life was a book, what would the title be? I would have to say that I would name the title of my book Turning Tragedy into Triumph. I don't know. I was just thinking about my life, and there's been so many just like ups and downs in my life, but I feel like the overall story, at least for me, is it's like taking bad situations and turning them into great situations. You know, I haven't talked about this very much, but I was a teacher's assistant at ASU back when I was getting my MBA. I helped teach probably like 2,000 students at ASU, and in this class called Business Management. It was Business Management 101. And I was a teacher's assistant for like one of the top professors at ASU. This guy is incredible. But one of his big things he always used to say, and I'll never forget this. He always used to say, if you can look at hurdles in your life as things you can overcome rather than obstacles in your way, you're more likely to succeed. Everybody goes through tough times. I've been through really tough times, and I've just figured out a way to make it through. And then the lessons that I learned from those tough times ended up helping me be more successful later on. And I'll give you a really good example of this. When I was, this actually happened at the same time. Okay, so I was in grad school. I ran out of money. I ran out of money in the middle of grad school, and I couldn't afford to finish the year. And I was like, okay, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? I moved in with my parents for my last year of grad school, because they're like, hey, move in with us. You can live rent-free. You can finish your school and graduate. And so, okay, this is what I'll do. And, you know, no one wants to move back in with their parents. It's tough. It's a struggle. And at the time, you know how I live with a lot of dogs now? At the time, all these dogs that I live with now were just being born. So we had like 12 puppy dogs who were like always running around and yapping and stuff. And I'm sitting there trying to study for my exams as a grad student. And all these dogs are yipping and yapping and crawling all over me, these puppy dogs. And, you know, I looked at that situation. I was like, man, this is a really rough situation. This is not the ideal situation to be living in when you're going through a really stressful graduate school program. But that situation really made me think about a lot of things, including the social dynamics of what happens in packs of dogs. Well, that brain realization turned into my first book. And I wrote my first book, which was called On Wolves and Finance, about the social dynamics that happen between dogs and what that teaches us about business. That book turned into my business YouTube channel, which just hit 25,000 subscribers. So, if I hadn't run out of money in grad school, if I hadn't lived through living with 12 puppy dogs, none of all this other great stuff would have happened. And so that just goes to show you in life, turn tragedy into triumph. Just figure out how to do it. And some of the darkest times will end up teaching you the most valuable lessons that will lead to your success. Claude in chat says dogs equals business.